Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's May 7th, and I just got back last night from my storm chasing trip there across some of New Mexico and Texas. Got some interesting images out there. The first day was pretty nice. The next day, not so good, but that's how storm chasing goes. Got back late last night, so I am glad to be home. I definitely got some pretty good sleep last night. But now, taking a look here at the infrared satellite imagery, you can see the trough out over the Gulf of Alaska, pushing this weak frontal system across the region. We'll take a look at what this is going to bring. We'll take a look at what's coming in the next few days, and then an interesting trough showing up as we go on in towards the weekend and the early portion of next week. We'll dive into those details as we go through the video here this morning. Here we're looking at visible satellite imagery, and you can still see east of the mountains, you're still dealing with a lot of sunshine there. Look at Idaho, mostly cloud-free, western Montana, some of the snow-capped mountains showing up, and this weak frontal system is draped across from BC, Washington, and northwest Oregon. So taking a look at the last 24 hours, no lightning to speak of here across Pacific Northwest. You got to go all the way down across Nevada, California, Utah, and Arizona to get any lightning yesterday. And taking a look at Seattle yesterday as well, 77, very warm. When I got home last night, I could tell the house was warm. It was definitely warm yesterday, but it's still 10 degrees off the all-time daily record high back in 2013. Same thing for Portland, very warm day, 85 degrees, but the record high back in 1987 was 91, so we didn't get there. Now, if you guys want to send me some of your weather images, do so on the Patreon page. You can go to the community tab. You can see people are sending me some images here, and it would be a great way to send me some of your media if you would like to do so. Now, looking at the gusty winds on Wednesday, we're going to get a decent westerly surge here across the region. You can see the gusts start to pick up as we go through the evening hours tonight. Elevated fire conditions, sudden crosswinds. This is Spokane National Weather Service. Secure your loose objects, monitor or extinguish burns, of course, as quickly as possible. And if we take a look at those wind speeds here, we're scrolling through the day today. This is about what we're looking at about 1 o'clock here. You see the westerly surge coming down the street of Wanafuca, street of Georgia, through the Chehalis Gap there. But look at the winds pick up as we go through tonight across the east slopes of the Cascades, Oregon and Washington. That's what Spokane is talking about, those gusty winds coming in tonight. And then as we go on into Thursday, we start to relax that gradient. We're going to dry out for a couple days before the next trough starts to make its way towards the Pacific Northwest for some unsettled weather. Looking at composite reflectivity, this is what the Doppler radar may look like here over the next 60 hours. If I scroll through here, you can kind of see you're not talking about a lot of precipitation, just some light amounts, maybe more across some of the higher terrain. A few showers today, nothing too extreme. There's a little bit of convergence on signature. We're showing up this evening here, but it's not too big of a deal. Then we scroll on into Thursday, we dry out. Here we come off in towards Friday morning, and again, still waiting for that next trough to get here. And we're going to ignore that one for now. But taking a look at currently, you can kind of see, again, just the light precipitation occurring with this frontal system. It should not amount to much, but it looks like it was actually light rain here across Portland. They have not got any actual measurable precipitation with that activity, though, yet. Now, looking at the European model, last night's run, 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. So here we go. This is our frontal system kind of swinging through here today. Again, a fairly weak one. And then we kind of build this ridge. We got the next trough here hanging out off the coastline. That trough generally weak, it kind of weakens and stretches apart. But the Gulf of Alaska trough is going to send another system for some unsettled weather here as we go on into the later portion of the weekend and on into early next week. Look at this system opening right up across the region. This would bring some chilly air aloft. We'd have thunderstorm potential, some higher elevation snowfall, some precipitation, and generally below normal weather here as we go on in towards Monday and then off in towards Tuesday as this system pushes down in towards California as well. And you see the big ridge out over the Pacific Ocean there, helping to drive that north and northwest flow, carving out this trough here across the area. Now, looking at the European model, this is today, so you can kind of see it does show a little bit of that convergence zone as we go through this evening and tonight, mainly even north of Everett. It looks like some of the North Cascades picking up a little bit of snowfall, maybe British Columbia a little bit more, but again, higher elevation stuff, not going to amount to too much. And then we scroll off in towards the weekend, and you can see the next trough shaping up here, and it even has a surface low with it as we go on in towards the day on Sunday. So yeah, Sunday looks like it might be kind of a rainy day here across a lot of the region west of the Cascades, but there would be thunderstorm potential east as well. And then the slow moving low moves across the area. Some upper elevation snowfall for the Cascades would be accompanying that. Of course, this would be a chilly system as we go on in towards Monday night, shown here. Now, if we look at the lightning flash density potential, so With this frontal system scrolling through, you just got to bring this up for some of the higher terrain in British Columbia. Maybe a lightning strike, not too much to speak of though. And then we scroll off in towards this weekend. You can see Saturdays. That trough is digging. You can see across eastern Oregon, Idaho, western Montana, some of the interior of British Columbia has that thunderstorm threat. But as we go on in through Sunday, you see some of this chance start to come up here across some of western Washington, some of western Oregon. And we go on into Monday afternoon as well. And we're going to be unstable here. So we do have thunderstorm potential as we go on in towards the early portion of next week. Daily 2-meter maximum temperature. This is Wednesday, May 7th. You can see Seattle mid-60s here, southwest BC. It's pretty comfortable this time of year, generally speaking. You don't really need those heavy coats anymore. And you can see Portland up towards 70 degrees here. But look at this, some mid-80s out there, some of the Columbia Basin. And then we go to Thursday. Friday, we do warm back up. We bounce things back before the arrival of the next trough. You can see Seattle up towards 70 degrees again. And look at Boise, maybe punching up towards 90 degrees, some mid-70s for Portland as well. Nice and warm across eastern Washington, Oregon, southwest BC, not too bad. And then we go to Saturday. We start to cool things down as the next system arrives. And look at Sunday, only getting into lower 60s there for western Washington. Another warm day across Treasure Valley and some of eastern Washington, Oregon, still into the low 70s. But when we go through Monday, the upper level low will be right over top of us, and you can see how it cools down the entire region by Monday. Tuesday, similar temperatures there as well, as that system will be with us. Then we go on into next week. Are we going to bounce back at that point? What's going to happen? Who knows? That's why we check back on a daily basis. The first rule in weather forecasting is as soon as the forecast comes out, it starts to change. Now, taking a look here, artificial intelligence, European model. This is what the artificial intelligence shows. So we bounce back here as we go through Friday, but then this next trough starts to set up. It's a little bit more progressive and probably not as high impact on the artificial intelligence. We'll be watching that over the next few days. And you can kind of see we're right between the conveyor belt, these westerlies. You got troughing to the north, a ridge here. So this could bring some unsettled weather at times as we go through mid-May. You see this next trough swinging through there as well. A little bit of a ridge tries to build, but the Gulf of Alaska trough not far away also. And then you can kind of see this trough set up over the western USA as we go towards the end of the month. Who knows what's going to happen with that though. And we look at that 15-day precipitation anomaly, as you saw the ridge down here troughing to the north, kind of a sharp cutoff there, some above normal precipitation, and across a lot of Oregon and some of Washington, some below normal here over the next 15 days. This is the 15-day precipitation anomaly that I'm showing. And this is the 6 to 10 day. You can see they are picking up on this trough here for the West Coast. This was issued yesterday. This goes through May 12th through the May 16th time period. And 6 to 10 day there, you can kind of see that above normal precipitation, which will bring the below normal temperatures with it. So yeah, we're watching that next trough closely. But yeah, anyway, good to be back here. Check out the Patreon page down below. Leave me some clouds photos or weatherscapes or whatever you got out there, and we'll break this all down again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.